Okay, y'all know what it is. Panthers playbook. That's Chris Lea. Dennis Cox here with you. No need for the introductions. Let's get right into it, Chris. Breaking news.
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers are trading Adam Thielen to the Minnesota Vikings. So the conditions of the trade real quick. The Vikings get Thielen. The Panthers are also sending a 2026 7th-round pick, a conditional 2026 7th-round pick, and a 2027 5th. That's what's going to Minnesota. The Panthers are getting back a 2026 5th-round pick and a 2027 4th-round pick. So they're essentially trading Adam Thielen to move up from the 7th round to the 5th in 2026 draft and from the 5th round to the 4th. So basically swapping a couple picks. That's the extent of it, Chris. But Adam Thielen, the most reliable target for the Carolina Panthers, and Bryce Young the last 2 years, no longer a Carolina Panther.
Yeah, it felt like the writing was on the walls for the last few days. First off, this is how emergency this is. I had to take off my do-rag for this. You can see the fresh lines in my head with the do-rag right there. So
I was about to hop on the motorcycle and go to work, but nope, we're doing this.
This is very interesting with this. I wonder how much Thielen, I guess maybe push for this to happen, for him to potentially retire at home. But then I think about Bryce Young and, what I said to you last week, like if I'm Bryce Young going into week 1, I would want something that's reliable. If you think about everybody right now who's currently on the Carolina Panthers receiving corps, everybody's very young besides, David Moore.
Yeah, it's a young group.
Everybody's basically, 2 years or less experienced. With Bryson Tremaine with a little bit more experience, but still hasn't really stuck on a team.
2 years with the Commanders, that's it. 2023, 2024, 24 and 25, or 23, 24, that's it. So it's really 2 years.
So there's a lot of uncertainty there, and that's the reason why I think I wanted Adam Thielen to stay there. That's also why I wanted Hunter Renfrow to stay. So this also might impact Hunter Renfrow possibly coming back to the Panthers. But I'm wondering how this will all work for the Panthers moving forward. And I wonder what this does for Bryce Young. Those are the immediate thoughts in my head. It's not that I feel like I'll miss Thielen that much. I just do wonder what that's going to do for Bryce Young and his comfortability.
Well, let's tackle that here in a second. I think there's two sides of this: how it impacts Bryce, like you said, but also, okay, what's the next roster move for the Panthers, because they're not getting a player in return.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about yesterday on the initial 53-man cutdown that, hey, just because Hunter Renfrow was let go doesn't mean he can't be brought back, and that's 100% if the Carolina Panthers feel like they can fill that roster spot by adding Hunter Renfrow back. The door's open. The door's open for him to be back. And it elevates, if you look at it in this sense as well. Let's say Hunter Renfrow, let's say he's brought back. Let's say he's your number 4 receiver. Guess what? Jalen Coker, you're the number 3 receiver for this team now. That's what you are. You're the number 3 receiver with the team, with McMillan and Legette and Coker. That's your starting trio out there right now for the Carolina Panthers. It's a super young group. And we and I talked about yesterday, who can potentially be that Adam Thielen role for this team, especially not only if they trade him, but for the future. And you and I both said Jalen Coker can 100% be that guy.
Yeah.
Well, now it's sink or swim as well. Hey, now the opportunity is yours. Now go do it. So I think the door is open for Renfrow certainly to come back to be that 4th option and be that veteran group among the team.
I was going to say you need that veteran presence. It has to be there with how young this team is, and just somebody to help steady the ship in that particular position group. Another thing I thought about too with this trade when it comes down to Renfrow, you wonder if, again, Renfrow is one of the last names cut down.
Yes.
You wonder if the strategy here was, hey, we're working on this trade. If you do want to be here, for us to make sure this trade goes through, and we also want to keep Bryson Tremaine, we'll waive you. We'll release you. Please don't sign with anybody else.
Yeah.
Once this trade is completed, you're back into the building. I wonder if that was a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And if Hunter Renfrow was kind of in on it the entire time, knowing what could possibly happen. So, I mean, I really wish that, if Blueprint comes out with all this at some point to show us what happened behind the scenes, those are the things that I'm thinking about. Otherwise, I think in some ways, outside of the veteran presence of Adam Thielen not being there, In some ways, this makes the receiving core a little bit faster. We know that he's slowing down. He was never really the fastest guy in the first place.
Yeah.
But really a great route runner, great hands catcher, things like that.
Could still get open.
But he still got open. But in some ways, I kind of wonder if this makes the receiving core just a little bit faster, and how that also maybe potentially impacts T-Mac and, Xavier Legette, those other guys as far as getting open. I don't know. We'll see. There's going to be a lot to watch when it comes down to this.
And you mentioned the Bryce Young out of all of this. That was his safety blanket.
Yes.
That was his safety blanket. Because I know that Adam Thielen missed a little bit of time last year because of the hamstring injury, but a lot of that was when Andy Dalton was starting. So Bryce Young, for most of the season last year, had Adam Thielen, and he was his go-to guy. That was where I don't know. Okay, where's Adam? Where's Adam? Where's Adam? That's what it's been the last 2 seasons for this team. And now you are taking that away from Bryce Young. Okay, Bryce, who can you trust now? Like, can you trust McMillan when it's 3rd and 8? Can you trust Coker? What about Legette, Sanders? Now you have to use all these other guys. It can't be default, where's number 19? Because he's not there anymore for you. So this puts a little bit more on Bryce in the sense of, now we trust you to just make the right play, as opposed to just going to what you know was always going to be there. That's something as well. It's like, this is going to have an impact on Bryce Young on the offense as well.
You brought up Bryce. You also brought up Jalen Coker as probably like the 1-for-1 replacement for Adam Thielen. I think this also puts a lot of pressure on Xavier Legette because, you basically had your replacement drafted this year, right? And now with Thielen gone, there's going to be a big target on your back, right? This is almost like a prove it year. And I don't think he has to go off with the stats. He just has to prove that he can make the play.
Yeah.
When the ball comes to you, we've seen the drops. We've seen just the different situations in games. And look, I'm not out on Xavier Legette like some folks are. But this also makes it, with the safety blanket gone, as you just said, which is going to put pressure on Bryce, that puts pressure on Xavier Legette to make those plays. Yeah. How does he answer the call? How does he step up in the big moments? Time will definitely tell. But also, this is going to have a direct impact on, Tepper and McMillan, because he's going to need somebody with some sure hands on the opposite side of him. To help him as well, or else we know, hey, let's go out there and just cover 4 because everybody else ain't got it.
Oh yeah, for 100%. There's a trickle down effect to all of this. Absolutely is, because there's one thing about Adam Thielen with Bryce Young is that he was reliable. And that's actually the word I've used to describe Jalen Coker. I feel like Jalen Coker is reliable. So who's that consistent, reliable target on the field? McMillan is a rookie. He still has a way to go. Like the growth potential is there. Legette has the physical tools. Can these guys be reliable? And like you mentioned, this is going to be a young group, because Coker, 2nd year, Legette, 2nd year, McMillan, rookie, Jimmy Horn Jr. is a rookie. I think Bryson Tremaine's really actually only played a couple of games in the NFL. Right. And then there's David Moore. Now, maybe David Moore, who we see have that chemistry with Bryce Young last season,
does his role step up?
Yeah, does his role increase as well? Again, we'll see what the corresponding roster move is for the Carolina Panthers regarding this, but nonetheless, this is a big thing. Adam Thielen getting traded, which is something that it's been talked about for a little while now. The potential of an Adam Thielen trade, which is kind of like, is it going to come down before the 53-man roster? Is it going to come down right after? And sure enough, it's happened. But you got to look at the 2023 receiving core for this Panthers team, Chris. None of them are here. None of them are here from 2023. There's no Terrace Marshall Jr., no Mingo, no Thielen, no DJ Chark, no Amir Smith-Marset. None of those guys are here anymore. It's been a complete overhaul of the wide receivers over the last 2 years. Complete and total overhaul.
Well, we'll see what happens and how that impacts Bryce Young in a positive way, but it could be a good thing that nobody is still there. So,
well, yeah, from that 2023 team, yes, that makes perfect sense. We'll continue to track this, and we'll still have another Panthers playbook for everyone tonight, but we had to get the immediate news out there. Chris, thanks for hopping on with me earlier this morning, and thank you all for tuning in. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Good move, bad move, you like it or not?
I'm gonna put my do-rag back on.
Yeah, do it. Protect that fade. We'll see you guys later on today.